Tom can put it up later. Yeah, did you see how smooth?
Civilization represents, and I talked with our friends there about the necessity of us standing together to defend the foundations of Western civilization, because the West is imperiled today, and those foundations are endangered because there are rising powers like China and Russia, and that is one of the things we have to keep in mind as we do all of our work. So that was a little history. Some of the things he was saying. I know that he has said that we will not have troops involved in Greenland, and as I had been saying for days, no one ever anticipated or expected that would be necessary. The president and I talked multiple times over the weekend. I know right where his head is on this, and I'm glad he's articulating that for all of our friends over there at Davos. It's clear he's focused on the strategic importance of Greenland, and no one can dispute that. And it's not as though he made this up. As we've noted, presidents have been talking about this for more than 100 years. The importance of the region. It is a very strategic place for us to have a presence and military presence, to be more specific, because it would protect from aggressions from Russia and China, most specifically. The president is right to highlight that, and our NATO allies have to acknowledge those facts, and I think they do. So when I was across the pond over in London, I encouraged our friends to continue to work with President Trump so we can find common ground and chart a path forward that protects the needs of the people of Greenland and the needs of our collective security in the Arctic. All of us, not just Americans, but all of our allies around the world. Our two countries, England and the UK and the US, are no stranger to disagreements, and that applies to all of our allies in NATO, which is an important organization. And I'm confident that we'll work together to reach a solution that benefits both Europe and the U.S. We'll all have to see. The president will use every option on the table, and we'll see what develops. I don't. Wait a minute. I don't know that there's any specifics about that. So asking me about it is a futile exercise. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Well, I think there's a long list of people nominated for the Board of Peace, and I think some of the details are still being determined. And for $1 billion, you get a permanent seat. I saw over the weekend. I've not dug into the details of that. It's not within our purview. It's an administration project, but I think it's one that's greatly welcomed. We need a Board of Peace there. We committee, impeachment, as we have discussed altogether many times, is an extreme measure, but extreme times call for extreme measures, and I think some of these judges have gotten so far outside the bounds of where they're supposed to operate, it would not be, in my view, a bad thing for Congress to lay down the law, so to speak, and to to make an example of some of these egregious abuses. So we'll see where it goes. We'll have to see. Yeah. I told Mon. It's very unfortunate. I think we will get it passed. I saw a statement by a number of the Democrat leaders on the Appropriations Committee who said that this needs to happen. They said ICE is a separate issue. Hey, Democrats, if you have a problem with ICE, which many of them do, of course, irrationally, you should not take down the appropriations bill because there's all these other areas of Homeland Security that are essential. For the year ahead of us. This is not a game. And if anybody's playing political games with that, they're going to have to take it up with their constituents. I think you should listen to the common sense, reasonable Democrats who helped to put these bills together because they understand the necessity of protecting the homeland right now in a dangerous time. We need to celebrate and not be looking over our shoulder, and that's what DHS does for us. So I'm confident it'll pass. Thank you so much.